Howdy folks, my name's Christian and welcome to Bullish on Farming. Today I'm just visiting our gilts and I'd like to thank all of you who have joined us and have subscribed to the channel and those of you who are commenting, and I'd encourage all of you to please comment and share. I'm just a farmer with an iPhone in my hand and I love what I do, raising animals on the land and farming with an ecological consciousness. And that's what you're going to find here on this channel. We're not too opinionated on how you should be farming. We just have a passion and love for farming the way we do it, and that's what we share here. So please feel free to comment and leave a like. God bless you all. Appreciate it. So I just brought out some hog grower for the girls, topped it up on top of their scratch grain, and see, this girl wants to play. And if you saw the last video I posted, I turned them in October 18th to this paddock. We got a 6 paddock forest raised pork setup, and they've done a fair number on it. Today is October 21st. And if you go back to that video, you'll see all the green that they've kind of rooted up. The soil's quite wet and malleable. The past 5 days have been wet and rainy. We got our market produce all laid out for them. And we keep that coming every single day to make sure that they're getting vegetable nutrition and the diversity of their diet. Just something that we do here. And folks who run pigs oftentimes do bring out their scraps. Ours is actually just market produce that didn't sell that week or isn't pretty enough to pass on to restaurants or customers. And so the pigs get the benefit of that. And so do we, by consuming the animal protein that has converted all that vegetable nutrition into meat. And the healthy, tasty kind, I don't know if you've ever tried forest raised pork, but it is very nutritionally dense and flavorful. And that's all I'll say on that. Let's take a look at this paddock here. Everything at eye level for the pigs. They love to gnaw on. So saplings, hey girl, what's going on? Yeah. You got grain all over her nose. This girl, she was the runt out of the whole group, and now she follows me everywhere. She was the furthest one away from anybody in sight. Now she's the closest. She loves her cuddles. So as you can see, a bunch of branches are being bullied, snapped, broken. And the pigs are such curious, jovial creatures. They'll pretty much gnaw on everything. It kind of reminds me of a dog, how they'll just break a tree and carry it in their mouth to the other side and shake it around. And it's the joy of having pigs, I'll tell you. And this is the work we want them to be doing. We want them to be clearing all the bristle and brush next to the trees so we get more clear space to walk through and get more of that pin tree aesthetic and less busyness so that the sun can get in here. Although taking down trees would be more helpful for that, and we've been doing that in previous paddocks. I've already showed in previous videos how clear the work that the pigs have done on the trees that have really cleared things up. And you wouldn't really know it until you were here before, but it's like a breath of fresh air when you walk through here now. And the bigger the pigs get, the more impact they have on your land and trees. They've straight up rooted out small saplings and trees that, let's see if I can find an example. There's some yummy lettuce brought out to the girls yesterday. But things like this, you can see that tree there, they've bullied it. They'll probably rip it out of the ground. Let's see. Branches down over here. They've ripped this tree right out of the ground and rooted. And another neat thing that the pigs do, although we took the time to landscape the outside of our fence with stone, what the pigs actually do quite well is root close to the wire, creating this mound. And next year, those mounds will obviously stay in place. And when everything grows in, you'll be able to see it actually better in the previous paddock. It creates almost this visual mound close to the wire, which serves as that visual barrier. And when you have younger weaner pigs in there, that's a nice little accent to have. We turn out our piglets in here completely wire trained. So it's not like we just throw them out to the wild, wild west and hope they stay in with us. They're completely trained and we're confident to set them out, but when they're younger, things happen. When you're raising animals with fences, it's not impossible for them to get out. But these girls, knock on wood, certainly have been well behaved and have been staying in their paddocks. And our fences are always hot. That's the trick, because I still hear them getting reminders as they root close to the wire. So we're looking at about 240 to 250 pound gilts here. And we have a couple going off a month all the way through till December. We started off with 8, and those of you who've been on our journey, God bless. 3 have been sent off, and the chef that we've been sending this pork to is very happy with it. So overall, check marks across the board, and we're evaluating as to whether or not we're going to be expanding our pork production next year, and whether or not we want to start having a sow or a couple and start farrow to finish on pasture or in the forest. So stay tuned for that, because that would be so exciting to document and share with you guys. And another part to the journey. For those of you who've seen some of our other videos, we do run cattle, and they're Black Angus, and it's a cow-calf operation here. We also run chickens, laying, and broilers. And that's pretty much what I oversee on the farm. I'm the livestock manager here, and we have about a 2-acre market garden that supplies all a bunch of yummy produce. But just getting back to the paddock here, these girls still have another week and a half to go. Actually, I'm keeping them in here for 3, so it's 2.5 weeks. Originally, we were moving these girls around on 2-week paddock cycles, which gave each paddock 70 days of rest. But now we're down to 5 gilts, and we only have this paddock and this one up here left to finish off our pigs. Of course, we have other paddocks, but the grass won't grow back for that. So we want to be really putting our animals on the land when our land is ready for it and when our land has something to offer. So in about 2.5 weeks, the girls will move in here, and about that time will be 1 pig down, 1 or 2, I forget. But as you can see, it's very pretty in this paddock, and we're very pleased with it. This is what we would like all of our paddocks to look like. And eventually we'll get there bit by bit, each year taking down some trees. And this paddock grows in very well as well. It's the first paddock we set out on with our training pen / loading pen. And so the pigs will be happy to come in here and graze and forage and eat all the grubs and the roots and the bulbs under soil level. And of course, play around with the twigs and branches and clear out some of the trees. It's been a very good year, folks. Some people growing their animals outside are a little worried. And all I would say to that is, if you're running a smaller scale production, there's nothing to worry about. In a system like this, your waste management is integrated with your rotational management. So your waste management's taken care of by the land when you move the animals on with proper timing and give the land enough time to recycle the waste and restore itself to offer feed for the animals. And that's just mimicking nature's cycle. When you're running mass production numbers, you know, it's a little harder to manage that, but it's doable. These models, though, you can imagine, are not really meant to mass produce in the way that industrial agriculture does today. This is more of a small to mid-scale type of model, which is meant to feed people in their geographical region or not too far from it, which would also, be related to sustainable, ecologically mindful farming, because, transporting food across the globe is another thing altogether. But when people are coming to your farm to buy, or people are ordering from your farm not far from it, they are getting local, high quality, nutritionally dense food. And well, that's just the edge that you get by going to more local production that is more ecologically mindful. And obviously there's not enough people doing it today to really feed the world, and that whole argument is another one in of itself. Should just a few companies be feeding the whole world, or should everyone be interested in self-sufficiency and self-sustainability to provide for their families and neighbors? It's all about how you feel, and we can see that the decisions people are making today to position themselves in this crazy world that we find ourselves in. But all I know is spending time with the animals and the land keeps you grounded and connected to the production cycles of your food, but also nature. And most people might forget this, but we are one with nature. And so there's wisdom that is gained along the way simply by experiencing it and positioning yourself to observe and learn from it. And these animals teach me something every single day. So I won't go on too long with this one. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. It's really just bantering with a farmer out in the field. And it's my absolute pleasure. So thanks for stopping by, guys. God bless you all. We'll see you on the next one.